Okay, let's go. Let's go. We live surprise day. We live surprise day. How's it going, everybody? We are doing something a little unique. Little told ya. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, TikTok. TikTok on the clock. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're here. We're live here. Okay, we'll see how TikTok is working. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. How is everybody doing today? We're here. We're live on an unexpected day. So it's a surprise. It's a surprise. Car buying. Learn how to buy a car. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, boom, boom. Okay. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Now chat should work in theory. In theory, chat should be working just fine. But knowing chat, it's probably not working. Because if you guys can say some words, please. Ooh, Benji, I got $15,000 off a Honda Civic. Wait, we actually live? We go unexpected live. Unexpected lives. Isn't this like your favorite types of lives? The lives we do unexpected. Honestly, we're just here for, I don't know, maybe an hour. I'm getting rid of all these tabs. You ever just have too many tabs open? Are you not allowed to post negotiation videos anymore? What do you mean? We literally just posted negotiation videos for the last week. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We've been literally nonstop posting negotiation videos. Have you not seen them? Go to our profile. How is it going, everybody? Oh, I watch you on YouTube? Yeah, no. We post on YouTube. We post on everything. So guys, just so you guys know, like, what's up with the content. We are changing editors, and as we change editors, good news is we found a new editor. We are hiring a studio. We just made the decision today. So you guys are gonna have to forgive me for content for the next like 2 weeks. I'm gonna do my best. I have some stuff stored, but it's a transitional period, and I just don't know how. We'll see how the content turns out while we're transitioning. Can you hire me? Yeah, of course you can hire me. Yes, May. Yes, of course. If you deal with a pre-order, can they rip you off when it arrives? In theory, Herb, they can, but as long as you get everything in writing, you're normally pretty safe. But go with a dealership that has good reviews. We are back. We couldn't go live yesterday. I wanted to go live yesterday, but live servers were shut down. They just opened them all back up. We're here. And guys, it's been, what's the word in the business? It's been a long day. And I'm here. We're gonna maybe make some phone calls. We might. I don't even know what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure some stuff out. I wanna answer some questions. I wanna do this. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I need to move this thing out of the way. But if you guys didn't notice, oh wait, on TikTok you can't see it. On YouTube, YouTube can see the fun surprise here. YouTube can see what's right here. But TikTok, you guys are confused. Like, what is he pointing at? Like, what is he doing? What is he looking at? That's probably silly. But no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We have, but it's okay. Wait, am I actually pointing at the right thing? Yeah. I was pointing right there. I'm sorry. If you guys were, I mean, you can kind of see it right there. You can nope. You know, it's really hard to do this right here. You can kind of see the thing right there. You can kind of see it. Genius way to say. Wait, are you live streaming on YouTube? Yeah, YouTube, TikTok, everything, guys. We're streaming on everything. So we decided to just post on YouTube. We just decided to go live on YouTube. I was very worried. We'll see how it goes, but we just posted a video today on YouTube. And normally I don't go live on the same day because superstition, but I was thinking about it, and George Saliba, one of the leading content guys, just does crazy stuff sometimes, right? And one of the crazy things that he's doing right now is he's posting 7 times a day on TikTok. I think that's absolutely insane. But I realize that I don't always take the risks, right? I'm not always taking risks. So let's just try this, see what happens. Yeah, everybody's got to rebuild their For You page. I did the stuff you teach. Got me off 1750 off the Sienna. I love it. Ooh, we do have our other camera angle that will be coming soon. We also, guys, this studio is about to be hooked up. This isn't ready yet, but over here, we have a TV, which we're going to use for lessons. Teaching lessons on TV. So I can go like, boom, boom, boom. Like, it's going to be sick. It's going to be awesome. But we have a TV over here for that now. That's hung up. We got the sign popped up, which you guys can't see. Yeah, we have a lot of really, really exciting good things. Do you like George Saliba? Yeah, George is a good friend of mine. What do you think about the Kia Niro HEV? I'm not a big fan of Kias. Good tech, but not reliable. Tommy will be the weatherman, but for cars, 100%. Thank you. Like the live. What's your business on the car business with the new admin? We're gonna wait and see. I haven't seen. I've been so crazy today that I haven't seen if he's popped any executive orders for the auto industry. I know that he was gonna do a whole bunch in the first 24 hours. I don't know what he's done. I know that TikTok is here. That's good. That makes me feel great. My dogs are freaking out right now. If you guys can't hear them, there are good deals on the NX. Brandon, hello. And are there any deals on Chevy, Kia, and Central? Yes. I probably need some deals if I'm honest. I just don't know right now. And we might do some live negotiations. We might. We might do a few phone calls. We're not going to be live super long, but we are going to be live. And we might make some phone calls because that's kind of fun. George actually just texted me. He said, yeah. Do I need to get a loan? For what? Like in life? In life? Sure. I don't know why Juliana's struggling with the door. The door is jammed. How does she do this? Oh my god, I'm live, so I can't. Stop. Juliana tries to open our smart door before it's done. Okay, I might have to go let her in. Should I go let her in? Okay, she needs to stop trying to open the door until it's unlocked. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. Wonderful content here. Was that good? Do you guys like it? Yeah. Lock it and make her unlock it. You guys are insane. Wondering why buy a car from a dealership you lose money. What do you mean? What do you mean? Tell me more on how you lose money. Do you suggest being okay with MSRP to use your service, or should you should expect a discount 100%. We normally get pretty good deals in our car. 7 to 10%. You can't get 8% off a Lunar Rock Tundra Limited. You should be able to get 10 to 13%. All day, yeah. I want to buy a car in September. Do you think prices are going to go sky high? No. I don't think prices are going to skyrocket. But should I get a broker? I mean, I'd say you get a car consultant, which is me. But I'm biased. You know? Let me answer these messages. Okay, cool. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. How can we talk about hiring you? Good question. Link is in my bio. I do a free consult. So guys, this is what I'm thinking. Are you guys ready for what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we go through and we do a deal recap where I go through and talk about all the deals of a certain brand. Once we're done with that, then we will go through. Yeah, let's do a recap of a brand. I'm trying to think what brand to do. We could do Subaru. What brands do you guys want to see? What brand do you want to see a deal? If I was to go through every brand, every car, everything, what would you? Not just one car. Brand. Tesla. Tesla. Oh, Jeep, Chevy, Ford, Subaru, Audi, Tesla, Lexus, Acura, Hyundai, GMC, Subaru. Okay, good amount of Subarus. A good amount of Mazdas. Mazda market hasn't changed too much from month over month. Lexus is not a horrible idea. Honda's not bad. There's a good amount of Subis. There's a good amount of Subarus. Okay. Chevy or Toyota? I just did Toyota. I just did a video on Toyota, guys. I don't want to do Toyota. Aston Martin, Liverpool, you got it. I think Subaru is winning. Is Subaru winning? No more Toyota. Yeah, we're not doing Toyota. I've done enough. I sell Subis and own two. For the $1,000 service, does that apply locally? We work dealerships nationwide for that. Nissan is like 10% off everything. Subaru is going to be pretty close. Volkswagen, Acura. Okay, Acura is a possibility. Lexus is a possibility. I'm debating on which. Let's start off with, or BMW. Okay, let's limit it down to two. Lexus or, hey, what's up?
Here's your present.
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a smoothie. You got a smoothie. Bye. Hi. Yeah, YouTube can see it, but TikTok cannot.
Really?
Yeah, it's a secret sign for just YouTube.
Oh.
See? Well, now they can see the sign because you're in it. Mm-hmm. Now they can't see it again. Mm-hmm. But if you move over just a little bit. Do you guys want to see BMW, Lexus, or Honda? Pick the one of the three. Or Kia. We'll do Kia. Pick one of those four.
For what?
They know. Oh, I forgot YouTube's lagged. Mm-hmm. Bum. Thank you. Well, are we gonna go to dinner here soon? I'm only gonna be live for like an hour. I lost TikTok. TikTok chat's not working for me, guys. Oh wait, okay, now we're back. Okay, wait. BMW. Which one won? Can somebody be honest? What won? Somebody be honest. What won? Subaru won. We can do it too. We can do a few of them. I don't mind. I'm gonna disassociate here with you. Lexus won. I don't think Lexus. Did Lexus win? BMW won? Lexus in YouTube chat. Okay. I forgot YouTube's lagged. I forgot I gotta fix the YouTube lag. I'll fix that next stream. Okay, here's the deal. We're gonna do... Okay, you guys are saying Lexus. Let's do Lexus, Acura, and Mazda. We're not doing all of those, guys. Let me do this. Boom, wrong button. I want to add its tab. Let's go to BMW. Let's do BMW because the BMW we already didn't we? No, we didn't do a BMW video. Let's do a BMW video. We'll start there. Maybe we'll do more. Let's do BMW. Okay, guys. So, this is what I need as a favor for everybody, right? Okay. New messages. Okay. This is what I need as a favor. We are going to do we're going to do this video. I need you guys to double tap. Now, how this works is I do this for my editors. My editors are going to see this video and then make it into a long form, short form content, everything great. And this is the new editor. So we can talk, hi, new editors. And they're going to go through. So we're going to do an intro. Then we're going to go through all the deals and that'll work into a video. Everybody understand the mission? Does everybody understand the goal that we're doing? Can we all raise our hand and say, yes, we understand the goal? We're going to go through every one. Don't worry, guys. Every single car will be gone through. But I need to make sure we understand the goal. I'm going to move chat out of the way. When I do these videos, I'm going to try to move chat out of the way. But I also do not want because my weather's on here. We're trying to make this look a little nicer for our editors. Okay, so if you guys don't mind, double tap the screen. We're going to do the intro. Hi, YouTube. Okay. I gotta think of what to say. I wasn't ready for that. I was ready, not ready for the film. Everybody wants to know what a good deal on the market is, but the problem is everybody has a different answer. Should you go for invoice minus holdback, or should you ask for floor plan assistance? The options are limited. Here at Delivered, we negotiate car deals for a living, and we deal with over 150 car deals on a monthly basis. So we have a unique data set to tell you what dealerships are actually negotiating car deals with deals that we've done personally. So let's talk about all the top BMW deals that you can negotiate if you're buying a car in the month of January. If you're buying a car in the beginning of the year, start there. Makes it a little more future-proof. Okay, let's dive into it. Let's make sure, actually, before, I gotta make sure this is actually gonna share the right screen. It is. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's dive into it. We're gonna go into each vehicle. We're gonna start off with sedans. Actually, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do let me ask you guys this. Do you guys like this right here? We're gonna do this. Do you guys like being able to see? That's the first question. Do you guys like being able to see? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, cool. You're like, yes, I want to see. Okay, so let's go into the 2 Series first. Now, with BMW, you're going to get options overloaded. So understand that every vehicle is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try to go through the 2 Series, and then I'm going to go through the M cars. So understand that these are going to have completely different markets. So let's first start off with the 2 Series. 2 Series Coupe, 2 Series X-Drive, all the same. Discounts are really going to vary on this car. This is one of my favorite cars in the world to drive. Such a blast. It's one of the true small sports cars still out there. 7 to 8% is something you can very typically get off. Now, discounts are going to be a little bit less on anything with an M on it. M2 Coupe, for example, that is going to be closer to a 3 to 6% discount, while the M240s are going to be able to get you close to about a 6 to 7% discount. Now, moving on to the next model here, we're going to move on to the 3 Series. 3 Series here. Let's go through. I want to make this big. 3 Series and 4 Series are going to be the same for the sedans. We should expect discounts between 5 to 8% on these cars if they are not an M model. Now, M340i's and M440i's, you should expect around a 7%. Now, with an M3, this is one of the most popular sports sedans in the world right now, and discounts are a lot lower than its counterpart in the M4. If we're looking at an M3, discounts are going to be right around 3%. You won't see much more than that. Some people can get around 4 to 5, but we typically see 3%, but getting an allocation is one of the hardest parts. In M4, discounts vary. If you're getting a convertible, 10% off is very attainable. If you're getting a hardtop, 7 to 9% is going to be more attainable. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Next thing here is a BMW 5 Series. Oh, wait, sorry, the Grand Coupe. If you're getting a 4 Series Grand Coupe, which is just a bigger 3 Series, understand discounts are going to be closer to 5% than anything else. Looking at the 5 Series. Now, looking at the first off, the 530, all of them, 540, all the same. You should be able to get close to 10% off. Now, looking at any BMW, one of the cool things about BMW, especially in the world of all German cars, is a lot of people like to lease these vehicles. So if you're looking to lease one of these vehicles, do not be afraid to ask for lease deals and look for demo deals, because some of the deals we've done is incredible. We did 20% off a 5 Series, for example, on a lease we just completed yesterday. So understand, if you're doing a lease, the deals are out of this world, and the payments can be super cheap. The payments were close to $600 a month on a $70,000 car. Now, if you're looking for the M5, this is the brand new redesigned car. Some people call it a little bit of a chunky boy, but when it comes down to this car, MSRP is the current market, but I expect this market to crash. I don't think people are buying these in droves. It's just too heavy. You don't get that authentic M car that you felt because of the weight. And being a plug-in hybrid, the enthusiasts don't love it. When it comes down to it, I expect some serious discounts on this car, but right now, MSRP of the market. But if you can wait on an M5, you should, because the market will definitely crash. Oh, I can just push this. Boom. 7 Series. 7 Series are both some of the most comfortable vehicles you'll ever drive. And when it comes down to the M70, or what is it, M74, 740i, 740i. Let's just go through the normal ones first. 740i, 10% off all day. If you're getting a demo, close to 20% all day. If you're looking for anything high performance, 10% is still the expectation. I would not take any less than this on a 7 Series. These cars are very highly priced. You can see $122,000 on an X-Drive starting MSRP. So some of these things can get insane. Looking at the 8 Series, first off, we're looking for the 8 Series. This design is a little outdated. People like the power. People like the design, or people... This design is a little outdated. They haven't renewed this. I know the 2024s. Let me just double check the 2025s, make sure I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy with the 2024s, right? 2025s. Let me double check this. Let me just see the inside. Yeah. So this is the old infotainment center that they used to have. This is a really outdated design. Demo deals on these cars are incredible. They're really fun to drive. I just don't love the interior. I think this car gets renewed next year, and I think it'll be great. But when it comes down to it, 7 to 10% all day. You should really be trying to achieve that 10% range. Now, M850i's are great leasing cars. They lease really, really well. 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. It's a huge vehicle that is honestly super comfortable, super great design if you're willing to do an outdated car. That being said, if you can find a demo deal, these things are just sitting on dealership lots. People cannot get rid of them. So understand 20% is definitely achievable on these M850i demos. Oh, yes. And somebody did, correction. 2026 will be the last year of these cars, and they will not redesign this car. Correct. Thank you. I'm not going to do the convertible because that's the same. Grand Coupe is the same. Not doing an Alpina. Z4 or the Z4. Now, these cars are a little bit of a mixed bag. BMW, they did not sell as well as people think. Surprisingly, if I was to buy this car, I would probably just buy a demo straight up because I just think it's the best value. But you can easily get 7 to 9% off this car pretty darn consistently. When it comes down to it, these are great to drive. It's funny because BMW and Toyota made the Supra. It's such a hot seller, and we didn't see the same thing with the Z4. People are not lining up for this car like they are the Supra. So when it comes down to it, if you're looking for just a fun sports car to throw around, these BMWs are blast, especially the M40i. Okay, boom. Okay, now let's get into the SUV. Ooh, let's go to models here. Let's go to X1. Let's go into the SUVs here. Now, BMW is doing something a little bit weird with their SUV lineup. They're going with small sedan into coupe, or sorry, small SUV into coupe, slightly bigger SUV into coupe, and then slightly bigger SUV into coupe. I don't understand it. It's just too much market diversity, and I expect some of these models to be discontinued. But let's get into it. First off, the X1 is still a very popular model. The X2 is stealing some of its sales, so discounts are better than they were last year. 5 to 6% is what you were seeing pretty consistently last year. We can now get closer to that 7 to 8% off on this car, even if it's an M40 or M40, M50, M50, M40, M50. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I forget the exact one, so you guys can all make fun of me in chat. M35i. Thank you. So sorry. M35i still gets 7 to 8% off pretty darn consistently. Now the X2. Now the X2 is fully new as of last year, fully redesigned. It's basically an X1 with a coupe. So basically meant to be a little bit more sporty. These became very, very popular in the last 5 years. Mercedes doing it, BMW's doing it. And you lose a little cargo space, but you get a sportier design. But what you don't gain is bigger discounts. This car is still not discounting as well as people would hope. They're still hot. They're really hard to get. BMW is manufacturing this in limited supply, hoping it holds value. 5 to 7% is pretty consistent on both of these cars. You might be able to try a little bit more depending on the area. In the Northeast, these cars sell a little bit better than if you're in Florida, for example. So understand there's definitely markets to be had here. Now, can I just go to the next page? I just want to go to the next page. Okay, we're just gonna have to go here. Now, the BMW X3, also fully redesigned. Now, if you're looking for a really, really crazy lease deal, if you can find a 2024 X3, you can get well under a 1% lease. And a 1% lease is under 1% of MSRP. But they're only demos, and there are not many still left because most people already grabbed them. X3s, though, the front end, you either love it or hate it, and that's what's causing this car to discount really quick. Honestly, the interior is great. This is one of the best valued SUVs on the market. 10% off is what we achieve here every single time here delivered. I don't think there has been a time in the last 30 days where we haven't gotten under 10%, but 10% is a very good guideline, and that's everywhere in the country. If you're in California, if you're in the Northeast, if you're in Florida, it does not matter. The deals are about the same here. Boom, boom, boom. Models. X3. Now the X4, this car is another one of these cars that are getting discontinued. Honestly, one of my favorite cars in BMW's lineup, but they're turning this into an electric car. So a lot of people are going to argue that this car is going to hold its value. Don't fall for that. Realistically, these coupe cars are going to hold their value pretty well, but this is not going to become a collector's car. Realistically, 7 to 8% is what we achieve on almost all of the models here. That's pretty consistent, and that's going to stay the same as this model starts to get discontinued over the next year. Understand the discounts are going to get slimmer and slimmer as inventory starts to dwindle, but understand that this is a car that you can achieve. Speaking of all BMWs, understand that BMW is not like Toyota or Lexus where you can order the perfect car. And some of these cars only take 4 to 6 weeks to get the perfect vehicle. So if you're ever looking for a BMW, understand that you can negotiate on an order as well and get exactly what you want. Now, if the car is being built in Germany, then that can take months to get to you. But if the car is being built in the United States, there are plenty of deals to be had and you can get the exact car you want. Looking at the X5, honestly, I will stand by this. This is one of my favorite SUVs on the market. I think this car may be my favorite SUV in the market. I think it mixes performance, luxury, and really value. And I know a lot of people are going to freak out because we're talking about a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 SUV, but I think this car competes with the Cayenne, which has a $20,000 higher price tag. So when it comes down to it, if you're looking for a luxury SUV, I don't think there's anything better. The X5 is phenomenal. It doesn't matter which way you go. You can go with an X5 M60. You can go with an X5 Comp. You can go with an X5 50e. I think every car in its lineup is the best. I think it has the best plug-in hybrid for luxury, the best SUV, the best performance SUV in the market. They all are bam, 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 especially for the price point. Now, with this car, we typically get 7 to 10% off on these cars. That being said, the market is a little tight. A lot of people buy these cars at the end of the year for tax reasons. So the inventory is slim right now. It's not a bad idea to wait another 30 to 60 days if you want the truly best deals on these cars. 10% is what we're doing before. Right now, the market is dictating around 7 to 8%. But understand you can get 10%. On the West Coast, we're still getting 10% all day. If we're on the East Coast, we're getting closer to that 7 to 8% range. Now, if you're on the X5 Comp, deals definitely slim down on those cars. Understand the performance versions do not give as crazy of discounts as the gas models. Now, the 50e, the plug-in hybrid, this is a unique car because there was once upon a time MSRP used to be a good deal. And that was like 6 months ago. So that wasn't that long ago. Nowadays, the discounts are pretty plentiful here. We just did an order on one of these cars and got 8.5% off. So understand there are plenty of deals on 50es as well. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now again, we're going through it. X5, now X6 is the coupe. As you can see, it looks sporty, it looks cool. You lose a little trunk room. This is just meant to be a sportier car. Again, limited design, so the discounts are supposed to be limited. As of right now, we're seeing discounts around 5 to 7%. It's pretty darn consistent. You can sometimes get a little bit more on there, but not as of this market here. A lot of people, again, buy these cars for tax purposes, so inventory is slim, allocations are slim. This will pick up, but 5 to 7% is what we should expect on this car. Now moving into one of the best third row SUVs is going to be the BMW X7. Beautiful, gorgeous, great SUV that you can clearly see pictures of. We're still getting 10% off these all day. That market hasn't changed. If a lot of people are going for the X5 versus the X7, realistically, the third row room is basically non-existent unless you have a small child back there. But the car is beautifully designed. It drives great. It's super comfortable. And dollar for dollar, if you're looking for a smaller third row SUV, it's hard to beat a luxury SUV like this. No, it's not the size of a Suburban. No, it's not the size of a Tahoe. But if you're looking for a car that has great luxury, great performance, and honestly, I know I'm going to get some flack about it, but BMW has been topping the charts month after month after month, year after year in reliability over the last 5 years. They're some of the most reliable cars on the market now. And I know somebody's gonna be like, it's a BMW, they're not reliable. I'm sorry, this is not 2010 anymore. BMWs have become more and more reliable. And technology scares everybody, but it scares you on a RAV4 a RAV4 XSE, just like it scares you on an X5. So understand this technology can be scary, but it's scary in all cars because manufacturers' technology is all made very similarly. Other than Kia, just a joke. That was a joke. That's a funsy. That's what we call a funsy in the business. Okay, now we're gonna go into the Okay, let's go to the electric lineup. BMW i6. This car, ugly in the front. I mean, this is like bucktooth car, but it's one of the best luxury EVs driving experience in the world. It is. If you've driven one, you understand it. The lease deals, they say they're deals, but they're not that great. I know we'll get into, I want to get into some lease specials today too. I want to talk about some lease specials, but understand that you're probably going to spend $1,000 or under a month, which for an EV seems really high, but the driving experience is great on these cars. They're really, really comfortable on the inside. The front end, you either love or hate, and you probably hate it. But when it comes down to it, the interior is great. It's comfortable, it drives really well, and it's really hard to beat the value of what you're getting there for the driving experience. But I understand, not everybody's going to like bucktooth, and I get it. It has a face only a mother can love. Easily 10% off plus rebates. And anytime we're talking about any of these discounts, understand we're always talking about discount plus rebates with no dealership add-ons. So if there's a $2,000 financing rebate, you are getting that discount as well. Now, BMW is typically 7 to 10%. The market slowly is a little bit slimmer right now due to inventory. That will pick up. We'll be getting back to 10% very, very soon. And there's still markets that you can get 10%, but it's much harder to get 10% now than it was 30 days ago. Now, looking at the rest of the electric lineup, I'm going to put these all in the same boat. The i4, the i5, and the i7. Honestly, I would never purchase these cars. I would only lease these cars because when it comes down to it, EV technology is advancing so quickly. People do not realize how quickly that EV technology is going. And if you buy an EV, depreciation will hit you upside the head. So when it comes down to it, you don't want to deal with it. So if you're buying an EV, you want to lease these cars. These cars actually lease really well. A lot of dealerships have demo deals. And I know somebody asked me what those demo deals are. Demo deals are going to be dealership cars that were owned by the dealership. Maybe they were used as a loaner. Maybe they were used by a manager that drove it around. And they're discounted steeply because of this. So if you're buying an i4, i5, or i7, lease, lease, lease. The XM, nobody's buying this car. Honestly, because it's super expensive. It's like 155,000, I think, starting. Or sorry, starting at 160,000. You can get like $40,000-$50,000 off some of these cars with rebates. It's insane. I mean, they're good. They're fine. They're heavy. The biggest problem with this car actually has nothing to do with the car itself. Funny enough, it has a problem with the wheels. These 23-inch wheels are some of the harshest wheels to drive on. If BMW actually just changed the wheels, this car would do way better. And somebody said the XM is not doing well. They're giving $40,000 to $50,000 discounts. They're not selling as well as they want them to, and a big experience is the wheels. But if they would just gave you the option to give different wheels, I promise you this would be a way different vehicle. I think that's everything. Did we go through everything? BMW? Done? It surprises me if any XM sell. Um, these are the BMW deals now. Deals change from month to month, so understand that. January might be different than February, and January is definitely different than it is from December. So if you want to get these updates every single month, make sure you follow the channel, like, follow, subscribe. Have a great day. We're not actually leaving. That was the outro to the video on YouTube. Okay, do you guys want to do another brand, or do you guys want to answer questions? M3 is about 3%. M5 MSRP is a good deal. But how are we doing with likes? Are we doing good likes? Let me see how many likes we got. We got some likes. I'll do it. I'll keep doing more. We need more likes. 12,000 likes is not enough likes. What do you drive? A BMW M5 CS. I know I'm streaming. This is crazy. You may do Tesla? Oh, yeah, I'll do Tesla. Here. Guys, we'll do Tesla. Tesla will take really quick. But Tesla, a lot of people don't know. Let's go through Tesla. You guys ready? My computer doesn't even like Tesla. Did my stream crash? Oh. Nice. Okay. Okay, you guys ready? The Model S. MSRP. You can get some rebates. But the Model 3 is the car. You see this price? This is actually not the price. The funny thing about Tesla, if we talk about the fun facts about Tesla, is Tesla likes to trick you with gas savings. If you just click this button, you'll actually see what the car will cost. You'll see, funny enough, they'll do their lease payment. And then if you click with gas savings, your payment goes down. What? This is crazy. See? This is how they get you. This is how Tesla gets you. That's how Tesla gets you, guys. That's how they do it. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so Model 3. In theory, if you refer somebody to the Tesla program, you get like $1,000, $1,500 off. So you could do that. Let's keep going. Model 3, the price is going to be MSRP. They just redesigned this car. It looks sick. So if you like that. The Model X, MSRP. Model Y, MSRP. The Cybertruck, don't buy one. Just wait for it to somebody else to buy it and want to sell it 6 months later, and you'll get 15 grand off. If you are trying to buy a used Tesla in that $25,000 price range for the lease hack, or for the used car credit, understand that is not as easy as you say, and a lot of clients contact us on those cars, and they're hard to find. At least for quality. But that was Tesla. Are you guys happy we did Tesla? Was that fun? Was that fun? Was that worth it for you? Was that worth it? Do you guys enjoy doing Tesla? Did somebody really ask me to do Chrysler? Okay. Do it again. I missed it. You want me to do Kia? You want to do Kia? Kia has so many deals. Okay, let's do Kia. Because Kia, I think, is misunderstood. I think Kia is misunderstood. Oh, my God. Okay. Just so many models for Kia. Okay. We got to do the intro again. Okay, we're going to do the intro again. We're going to do all Kia. But remember, we're going to do the YouTube videos. So I got to do the intro. Okay, so everyone wants to know what a good deal on a car is, but the answer seems to be more difficult than you think. Everybody has a different answer. Should you ask for invoice? Should you ask your friends and family? When it comes down to it, here at Delivered, we negotiate deals for a living. Our goal is to figure out what a good deal on a car is. And because there's no simple roadmap, the only way we can do it is by actually negotiating car deals. And the good news is we do a lot of them, over 150 on a monthly basis. So we're very familiar on what a good deal is and what a bad deal is. So let's go through all the deals on Kias because some of the deals might shock you. Now, talking about the Kia Soul, this is a very low price car. Deals on this car are not really as crazy. Now, what you're going to notice with Kia right off the bat, I'm going to give you guys the warning before we even start this with any single Kia. Kia likes to price their cars really low. They don't have a lot of markup, and they don't have a lot of money that they get back from the manufacturer. So there's not a lot of markup. So when dealerships, a lot of the times when dealerships say there's not a lot of money from MSRP to invoice, a lot of the times they work at Kia. So understand that Kia is not going to have the same room as other brands. Most brands have a lot of room. A lot of dealerships in the Kia world actually mark up cars with add-ons and unnecessary fees because there might only be $800 to $1,000 in markup on some of these cars. Now, let's get back into this. Kia Soul. Depending on the trim level, this can vary. $1,000 to $2,300 off is what we should be getting on this car. You're probably not going to see much more than that. You're not going to see any less than that. But if you like a car that's driven by a hamster, go for it. Kia Seltos, very, very similar car, $1,000 to $3,000 off. Now, anytime we're talking about discounts, I want to remind you that we are not talking about cars with rebates. Rebates are additional. So if you get a $3,000 discount, $3,000 plus rebates. Realistically, $1,000 to $2,000 is a little bit more typical on this car. Looking at the Sportage, now this one's going to have a little bit more room. We're getting closer to 7 to 8% off on a lot of these cars. But if we're looking for a hybrid model, the hybrids on all the Kias are way more desirable. They're less manufactured and the deals just aren't there. Realistically, getting a hybrid Sportage right around $200 to $2,500 off is a great deal in today's market. You always want to try to achieve more, but realistically, that is what we're seeing in today's world. Kia Sorento, very same as the Kia Sportage, just the bigger car. Now, when it comes down to Kia, one thing that I like to tell people when we're looking at the Kia brand as a whole is Kia makes a good car, but people don't love some of the reliability concerns. Some people have heard engine concerns, cars catching on fires, cars getting stolen. When it comes down to Kia, what I always say is don't treat it like a Toyota or a Honda in reliability. Treat it more like you're buying a Mercedes-Benz or a BMW. Great technology, but you kind of go in with it with the inherent risk that the car could break down. That's how I want most people to think. But 7% is a little bit more, 5 to 7% is what we normally achieve on this car. It's Kia Telluride. Now, a lot of dealerships do this car a little bit different. I've seen close to 10% off depending on the trim. Now, with Kia and Hyundai, the higher the trim, the closer to 10% you're going to get. For example, a base Telluride, you might get 5 to 7% off. But if you go a fully loaded out Telluride, there's enough markup in it that you can get close to 8 to 10% off. Now, when it comes down to this car, know that if you are getting low APR financing, the deals are going to be a little bit less than if you are financing through Kia. It's how their dynamic works. Understand you also get additional rebates if you take the higher rate. So I always say compare, do you want the low APR or do you want the additional rebates? It's always a good idea to get those additional rebates, even if you're paying cash, because you can always pay that loan off in 30 days. Now, the Kia Carnival is a tricky car. Now, the minivan market or the multi-purpose vehicle is a very unique car. And what I say about Kia's multi-purpose vehicle, or let's be real, it's a minivan, is it has great technology. Honestly, I think it's the best technology car out of all the minivans segment. But it was fully redesigned and you just don't know the future of the reliability, especially on the hybrid. A lot of people are concerned about the hybrid. So I always say, just like a Mercedes, take it with a little bit of a risk. But honestly, it's a great car. When it comes down to it, discounts on the hybrid. If you're in the South, sometimes discounts are MSRP on these cars. But realistically, our goal is always to shoot. We open up our radius in these cars. And the worst case scenario deal we're getting is best case scenario, we're getting around $2,500 off. Worst case, we're getting about $1,000 off. If you limit your radius, you are probably going to pay above MSRP on this car. It is that hot, especially on the hybrids. And the gas model, a little bit more leeway, but the hybrids are hot on these cars, and availability just isn't there. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, we went through some of these hybrids. I think I went through all these hybrids, right? So yeah, I think we went through the hybrids. Okay. Now, if you're buying a hybrid just as a whole, just as a recap, remember the discounts aren't nearly as hot. You're going to get closer to 5 to 7%, maybe even less. 1,000 to 2,000 can sometimes be an attainable deal. Understand that if you're shopping with 20 different dealerships and nobody's getting there, it's because there's not as much markup in a Kia. Now, anytime we're talking about EVs, I always say the best way to do an EV is to lease it, not buy it. And that's one of the beautiful things about Kias is some of the lease deals you can get are incredible. Now, you either love or hate the designs of their EVs. They are great, but the lease deals are where these cars get incredible. Obviously, you can get the rebate, which by the time we film this and put this out, the rebate may not exist due to the new administration. We'll have to wait and see. But realistically, you should be able to get close to 7 to 10% off on every single electric vehicle, the EV6 and the EV9. The EV9 vehicles, when it comes down to it, let's talk about the EV9 for a second. The EV9 is one of my favorite third row SUVs. When I saw this car at the Chicago Auto Show when it was unveiled, I was like, this is pretty darn impressive. Now, when it comes down to it, there's not many third row SUVs that compete with this car. Now, I know there's been reliability issues. It's kind of a common trend when it comes down to these vehicles. But when it comes down to it, if you're looking for a third row SUV EV, there's really nothing that compares. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, geez. Okay. Let's go. Boom. Let's go to the next vehicle. Okay, going through the sedans. First off, Kia Forte. There's not much markup in these cars at all. What a lot of these new brands doing is they're having basically minimal markup so they can advertise a really low price. Think about the Nissan Versa, the Kia Soul, and also the Forte. Forte, $1,000 to $1,700 off can be a good deal in this car. Nothing really that crazy. As we go on to the Kia K4 and the K5. These are very similar cars. They're a little bit harder to get. They're great vehicles. They're fun to drive. They're great interiors. When it comes down to it, discounts are going to vary between $2,000 to about $3,500. You're not going to see much more than that. You can get 10% off on some of these cars. We have seen in December getting $4,000 off. We haven't seen that in January. As the months go on, the discounts might be crazier, but I would expect closer to about a $1,500 to a $2,500 discount versus everything else. Why are rebates considered different than regular discounts? Good question. Rebates are something you qualify for, while discounts are something you negotiate. So rebates you get either way. No matter if you negotiate a good deal, bad deal, it doesn't matter. You'll get those rebates either way. So I don't count those as part of the deal because you should get those either way. And that's all the Kias. Oh, wait. So those are all the Kias. Kias is one of the most confusing brands when it comes down to rebates. The best rule of thumb is if you don't know what to do, just talk to enough different dealerships. You talk to 15, 20 dealerships, you're going to find out really quick what's a good deal and what's not. Understand the higher the trim, the better the discount. The lower the trim, much lower of a discount, not only in dollar amount, but percentage-wise. Hopefully this helps. And what brand do you want to see next? Phew. You guys want to do Honda? When you guys type so fast, it throws my whole world. Where's YouTube? Oh, YouTube's delayed. I forgot. Mercedes-Benz, Honda. Oh, you guys don't have chat. That's fine. You guys want to see Lexus? We can do one more, and then I gotta get back to work. New sign looks good, thank you. And by back to work, I gotta get ready for my editors. Also, if you guys didn't know, we hired an editor. So, editor spot was filled. We have an awesome team. I'm so excited. So, over the next 2 weeks, we're going to be transitioning. This is always a really awkward time for content creators that have editors, because they have to get in the mood, the groove. So understand that is gonna be a little awkward, a little weird, and the content won't be perfect. But let me give you guys the light at the end of the tunnel. Our goal is to start off with three deals, three deals or three videos on YouTube and two short form every single day. We want to start off with that and then ramp up from there. Our goal is really to get to 4 to 5 long form every single week. I know, crazy. And then short form, we're hoping to get to 3. I don't want to do any more than 3. I'm not George Salib. I'm not doing 7 TikToks in a day. Sorry. Love you, George, but no. You're handsome. Thank you. All right, let's go through and talk about Lexus. Because Lexus is a very unique brand. Lexus. Okay, guys. Remember, YouTube. There's a little doggy. You say hi, YouTube. How do you hire me? Link is in my bio, guys. Link in my bio. Okay, let's do Lexus is You ever have that like I need like water. My mouth is dry. It's just a smoothie. So sorry, guys. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, my mouth is all. Is your mouth ever weird? You guys don't content create, so sometimes your mouth just gets weird. I have no clue why. But it's awkward, so. Yeah, I passed it. Okay. Lexus is one of those unique brands because Lexus is one of those unique brands because a lot of people want them, but deals are all over the place. Some people say you should be paying above MSRP on a Lexus, while other people say below. The real question is, who do you trust and who has the right answers? If you guys don't know, my name's Tommy, and I own a company called Delivered, and we negotiate car deals for a living. Over 150 on a monthly basis. And Lexus is one of our biggest brands. So I'd like to say that I'm an expert on what a good deal is and what a bad deal is. So I'm going to go through every single car so you don't have to. And you can learn exactly what you should be targeting when you're buying your next car. Okay. So with Lexus is a very unique brand. I'm going to go through almost all of these. Now, Lexus is going to really have, we'll start with the sedans. And then we'll go from there. Oh, geez. Now, some of these cars I am going to preface that we don't do a lot of. So understand that. I'm going to go through because some of these are weird cars that Lexus still sells for whatever reason, but they're not popular for us to negotiate. So first off is a Lexus IS, and it really depends on what you're going for trim here. 7% off is extremely attainable on this car. Now, they do have higher end trims, like with an F Sport. These are going to be a little bit more difficult. 5 to 7% is a little bit more attainable. 7% is what we normally try to achieve on every single IS deal, no matter the trim, minus the 500s, where we're trying to get right around 5 to 7%. Now, next is going to be sedans. Next is going to be the ES, very similar to the IS. We are looking for 7 to 10% off these cars. These cars do not sell as well as their counterpart. They're not as desirable of a vehicle. 7 to 10% is what we try to achieve every single time. Now, for transparency's sake, I'm going to be skipping the LS. Honestly, I do not remember the last time anybody bought this car. I don't know. 7% is a good rule of thumb because that's something that we normally do. But when it comes down to it, I have no idea on the Lexus. I'm sorry. Yeah, I have a faulty AC system. Okay, now looking at it, now we're looking at the Lexus UX Hybrid. Now, Lexus is very unique because the hybrid cars are much more desirable and harder to negotiate than the gas cars. It's not uncommon, but when it comes down to it, Lexus is probably more true than any other brand. Now, Lexus UX 5 to 7% is what we try to achieve. Honestly, I don't love this car. I think if you're looking for a smaller sedan, the NX is just a better vehicle. The UX is very small, and I'd recommend before you ever buy one, you drive it and compare it to an NX, as I think the NX is just the better vehicle. Moving on to the NX gas model. Now, out of the lineup, the NX is the hardest car to get out of everything. The NX, if we're looking for a gas model, we are consistently getting 7 to 9% off. That is very, very typical in the Lexus world. But on a hybrid, halt, stop. Great car. We own this car. This is our car. This is our baby. It's an awesome vehicle. Juliana loves it to death. We are seeing very typical, depending on your market, the Pacific Northwest, MSRP can be considered a great deal on this car. West Coast, MSRP can be considered a great deal on this car. And the East Coast, a little bit more calm. $1,000 to $2,800 off is a really, really crazy deal on this car. But understand, depending on where you are, the hybrid is very hard to get. You're going to have to open up your options, be a little bit more flexible. If you only want to go one color, one option, it's going to get hard. You cannot order a Lexus. There's no way, unless you are buying an LC 500, or sorry, the LC, there's an LC 500 something edition. I don't remember the exact name. I'll get to it in just a minute. The Icon edition. It's the only time that you can order an exact car. Otherwise, you cannot order this car. It doesn't exist. Looking at it, looking at the Lexus RZ. The Lexus RZ is on my do not buy car right now. About a year ago, the lease deals on this deal were incredible. You could lease these cars next to nothing, and they were phenomenal. I don't recommend buying EVs, and the lease deals on these RZs are just not that impressive. So if you're buying a Lexus and you're looking at this, there are better EVs out there. I'm sorry, it is what it is. The range is a joke. It's just not a fun vehicle. They're not great to drive. The interiors are lackluster. There's nothing really, there's better. I would buy a Mach-E before I'd buy this car any day. But if you want one, the sky's the limit. Sorry. Lexus RX. Now, the RX has a little bit more wiggle room on these cars. We are seeing 7 to 9% off on these cars for the gas model. Let's just say 5 to 9%. The range varies depending on the trim. Now, if you're looking for a hybrid model, again, discounts vary, but it's not as steep as the NX. I'm seeing discounts between $1,000 to $3,500 off, just depending on trim, area. Again, Pacific Northwest, tough car to get. In the Southeast, a little bit more attainable. Understand, if you get $2,500, the sound turned off? Wait, who's calling me 4 times? Okay, if this person calls me again, I'm gonna freak out. Sorry. We good? We good? How much was that ringing for? I just realized I didn't have my volume on the computer, so. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Okay. Now we're going through for a while. How many cars? Do I need to redo any of these cars? Do I need to redo the RZ or the RX? Do I need to redo any of these cars? Because we're using this for YouTube. The last 5, I hate you guys. Okay, I need somebody I can trust. Since the RZ, okay, we're going RZ. Okay, we're going back one car. I need to stop drinking this. It's killing my mouth. The RZ is on my do not buy list. I do not recommend this car. I don't understand the appeal. The range is horrible. The design doesn't look good. And the interior is just lackluster. When it comes down to it, this car is not a good buy. A year ago, the lease deals were incredible, where you could at least maybe buy the vehicle. But when it comes down to it right now, this car is just not a good value. Eventually, the lease deals will get better, and maybe when they're giving you $20,000 off to lease the car, it'll make sense. But today, the car is overpriced. It doesn't make sense, and I would rather buy a Mach-E than I ever would an RZ. The Lexus RX is going to be one of the most popular models. Honestly, it's one of my favorite models in Lexus' lineup. When it comes down to it, the deals on this car are a little bit better than the NX. It's a little less desirable, which is crazy because it sells better, but they manufacture more of them, which means the deals are a little bit better. Discounts are going to vary in this car depending on region. So I'm going to say 5 to 9%. Understand on the gas model, of course, the deals are better. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, these cars are really desirable. The West Coast, very desirable. Down in the Southeast, this car you can actually get some pretty decent deals on. Even in Texas, this car can be difficult to get. Understand 5 to 9% is a very good range. Aim for 9%, but if you get to that 6 to 7% range, you've done well. Now, looking at the hybrid model, the hybrid model is not as crazy as its counterpart, the NX, but it is still highly desirable. This car is really going to be $1,000 off to $3,500 off, again, depending on the region. Pacific Northwest, West Coast, you know the drill. When it comes down to the Southeast, that's where the best deals on this car are. Now, we're getting to some of the more desirable cars. The TX, we're really going to go into two different vehicles, which is going to be the hybrid and the non-hybrid. Now, the gas model, this car doesn't have the same hype as the hybrid model. The gas model is definitely available. Discounts are slim. It's hard to find this vehicle with the recall that just went through. Our typical discount around this car is right around $2,500 off TSRP. We do not pay the add-ons. We don't pay any of that crazy stuff, but $2,500 off is what we typically get. We have seen discounts up to $3,500, maybe even $4,000 off on the higher trims, but realistically, $2,500 is a great ballpark on this car. If you are looking for the hybrid, finding one is a win. That is a success. You've done your job. And MSRP is considered a great deal. We don't find many of these cars because they don't manufacture many of them. But understand the hybrid is an MSRP is a good deal type situation. Why is your chat not going? Now, this is going to get a little controversial. But let's talk about the Lexus GX. Now, the Lexus GX is one of the most popular cars in the world. There's been viral videos talking about how awesome and great this car is and how everybody's been trying to find them. Realistically, finding one is the deal. Getting a deal, I'm going to remind you, as I've said many times, you cannot order this car. If a dealership says just put an order in, you're probably going to be waiting 6 months to a year and a half for your vehicle. This is not the fastest way to get a car, but it can sometimes be the best way if you don't want to shop. Our clients are normally waiting less than 30 days for their GX550s, but it involves calling up to 100 different dealerships to get their best deal. Realistically, the best deal to date that Delivered has ever done on a GX550 is $1,200 off TSRP. This is going to be an anomaly. MSRP is considered the standard on this car. That is what I would expect on this car. Finding one is a deal. If I am being as honest as I can, driving both the GX and the Land Cruiser, I understand the exterior of this car is beautiful. It's great. I think it's one of the best looking SUVs in the last 5 years. That being said, I'm a bigger fan of the Land Cruiser. I think the Land Cruiser is a better value. And when it comes down to it, you can get better deals on them. So I understand a lot of people are looking for GXs, and you can get GXs easily close to 80 to 90 grand. But I would much rather have a cheaper $15,000 Land Cruiser that I think the interior is just as nice. Now, the exterior is better on the GX550, but the interior on the GX550 is just lacking. Not the 1956 Land Cruiser. I'm not talking about that one yet. Boom. The Lexus LX, 5 to 7% off is what you're going to obtain on these cars. These cars just nearly aren't as popular. Not many people are buying them. Most people are going to the GX550. This is not a popular model. They don't make a lot of them, though. So open up your radius. You can find deals, but 5 to 8% is definitely what we are achieving normally on this car. Really closer to 5. Somebody asked me for performance. What you guys are thinking about the LC. Somebody asked me about the LC. Really, it's just the RC and the LC. All right. That's a car if you live in Dubai. Oh, is it? Yeah, I was going to say, some of this is in Lexus USA. Lexus USA. You can get all these cars in the USA. I don't know the last time I did I know it'd been LC, so I don't know the last time I did an RC. RC, I don't think the last time I did an RC, honestly, I don't. So I'll talk about LC. LC, this is the one car that you can actually custom build. It is the bespoke edition. That's what it's called. The bespoke build is the only car that you can custom build to be the perfect car to yourself. In the Lexus lineup, if it's not a bespoke, you can't order it. When it comes down to it, we are typically seeing on this car anywhere between 5 to 7% off is very, very typical on this car. Some car dealerships are going to be very stubborn on discounting at all. We can see good deals on these cars. If you're getting close to 5%, you've done a good job. That's okay. Getting 7% would be a vehicle is much harder to get. These are all the deals you have on Lexus. If you guys have any other questions, or if you want to see a different car, let me know. Okay. Boom. Done. Okay. 100K for Lexus. We just did a Toyota video. We just did a Toyota video. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to do. I've got a lot of work I got to do with my new editor, which means I have to go do work, and I'm going to go hang out with Juliana while I do work, and I haven't had dinner yet. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all, and I'm going to get to work. But first off, I have to say bye to YouTube, because YouTube can't see it. So when YouTube says bye, then I'm going to hang up the stream. But I'm going to wait till YouTube says bye, because YouTube's 20 seconds behind. So you're just going to see me keep waving my hand awkwardly waving my hand until YouTube says hi. Bye. Until YouTube says bye. Let's keep doing this. Don't worry, we'll just keep doing it. Bye. Okay, bye. Okay, cool. I don't know how to end this.